Hello, online crew. Let's talk about your discipline, your self-discipline, and some of the things that you can hone in on to get some better discipline to do what you need to do to rock your business. Does that make sense? So I do find a lot of people struggle with this word called discipline and motivation and getting done what they need to get done and really focusing and dialing in what they need to do to get where they want to go. And one thing's for sure, if you rely on motivation, it will not work. People, they often wait for motivation. I'll wait till I'm motivated. Motivation is a feeling. If you always act on your feelings, you will never get to where you want to go, because the reality is, if you want to build an awesome business, if you want to do some personal things like I have recently, lose weight and whatever, you've got to do things that you don't want to do, which means if you wait for motivation, it doesn't come. There are lots of things that I've done over the last few months, on my health journey, that I've wanted to do something different, but I've had the discipline to do it. But I can't say I've always had the motivation, but I've been disciplined to do it. But I've battled with my own head over and over and over again. And if I really waited for the motivation to do it, then it doesn't come. So there is a big difference between discipline and motivation. Do you understand that? If you don't understand that, try to understand that, because motivation comes from feelings. When you're motivated to do something, you feel enthusiastic to do something. And a lot of people wait until they get the feeling of motivated. I'm not motivated to go to the gym. I'm not motivated to go for a walk. I'm not motivated to reach out to people on social media. I'm not motivated to create my social media content, those kind of things. So if you wait until you're motivated, you're losing the battle. But if you can have the discipline to do things even when you're not motivated to do them, now you're going to get some runs on the board. I hope that makes sense. So this is really important. How many of you, that are watching live or catching the replay later, know that you lack a little bit of discipline to do with building your business, or discipline to, for your health, or discipline to go to bed on time, or discipline to stop scrolling social media aimlessly, and wasting your time? Do you know that you lack a little bit of discipline to do things? Let me know, because that's what I want to talk to you about today. And I'm going to share with you 5 things. So if you've got a pen and paper, this is not new. Nothing I'm going to share with you in this live is anything that's necessarily new to you. You often know exactly what you need to go and do. You even know what to do to look after yourself better. You know what to do to lose weight. You know what to do in your business. You know a lot of the things already. It's just sometimes you need to hear it again and again and again to let it sink in, to go, okay, this is my plan, this is my focus, this is what I'm going to go and do. So sometimes you just need to hear it again and again and again. So that's what we're talking about today. If we haven't met before, my name's Helen Martin. I'm your online crew captain, and I am here to serve our amazing online crew community here of social sellers, business owners, and I teach systems. So social media systems to those of you that are serious in social selling. That's what I sort of specialize in. So if you want to also build your business by being a human before a marketer, you're in exactly the right place, because that's what's important to me. Okay, couple of reminders before I get into the 5 tips. Clubhouse tomorrow, we're talking about Reels. So tips and strategies and all things Reels. So if that's something that you want to learn more about, join us on Clubhouse tomorrow. Those of you in the coaching community, we're talking about tracking this week, why you need to track, what you should track, how to track. I'm going to give you a template for tracking, all things tracking. Okay, and just a heads up, that training is going to be an hour earlier than it normally is, coaching community members, and my live in 2 days' time is going to be 2 hours earlier than it normally is, because I've got to get on a plane. I've got to go. I've got to drive to the airport and get on a plane. So my live will be 2 hours earlier here in 2 days' time. My coaching community training will be an hour earlier than it normally is because I got to get on an airplane and go to a company conference, which is pretty cool. And what I'm talking about in 2 days' time is threads. Who knows what I'm talking about with threads? So if you're curious about threads, if you've heard of threads, the platform Threads, or you haven't heard about it, you need to know about it. I'm talking about that in 2 days' time. Okay, so join me live in 2 days' time where I'm going to share with you all things Threads, but I will be live 2 hours earlier than I am now. Okay, hope that makes sense. So there's your reminders. Who's here with me live? Say hello. Let me give you a bit of a shout out. Hi, Helen. Sign up for the masterclass next week. Oh, yeah, awesome. Check around all my socials, the Business Breakthrough Mastermind that's happening on the 17th. Make sure you jump on that. Everything that, links and stuff to Clubhouse and coaching community and all the things coming up, just go to helenmartinonline.com/events. And that's where you get all the links for everything. Your video on beating yourself up was so helpful. I'm glad that was helpful. Thank you for your comment there. Hello, Cherie. Hello, Ford. Yep, big difference, but discipline is better. That's good. Cherie, yes, I understand the difference. I remember being disciplined to do things back in the day for most of my life. Hey, Beth, how are you? I did a lot of soul searching on the weekend of this, so this is very timely. Health, business, the works. Yep. We've got to have discipline. And I know I'm, beating to the same drum over and over again at the moment, but it's true to me what's happening with me at the moment. Like, I just, losing 20 kilos over 45 pounds in the last 4 months is absolute discipline and nothing else but. Was I motivated? Not all the time. Is there a big battle going on my head between chocolate or salad or not indulging and telling myself, no, don't have that chocolate or don't have that sugar, resist. It's a constant battle when you've had bad habits for years and then you change it. It's not motivation, guys, it's discipline. So if you're not where you want to be in your business, you need to implement some discipline to that because you're not going to feel like it. And part of the reason why some of you are not where you want to be with your health or you're not where you want to be with your business is because you're just not disciplined enough. Plain and simple. I'm not going to sugarcoat that. You're just not disciplined enough to put things in practice to help you get where you want to go. You give in to the things that you shouldn't give into. Okay? So let me get into it. So I've got my notes here, so I'm going to refer to them. Pen and paper. Again, this is not new, but it's important. So these are 5 key things that will help you build discipline. And you need discipline to succeed, whether you feel like it or not, whether you've got motivation or not, you still need discipline, okay? So number 1, this is business related, I will add. So this is specifically to get dedicated in your business, okay? And you can relate certain aspects of this to other things like health in your life and personal life and whatever, but I am specifically honing in on your business with these 5 tips, okay? Firstly, establish a dedicated workplace, and a workplace that is preferably not on the end of a kitchen table. That's not where the rest of the family is. That doesn't feel like you're working, you're sitting down and working. So if you want discipline for your business, it is far more beneficial for you to sit at a dedicated workplace. So when you sit in that space, it's work time and there's no blending of that. Some of you might need to think of another place to work or set yourself up or your desk up or something like that to make sure that when you sit in that chair, it's work time. Does that make sense to you? Do any of you need to kind of sort that out? because it's a place that really needs to be free from distractions and free from other people walking around you. So if it is on the end of a kitchen table, it's really hard to get that discipline when other people are walking around and talking, or you're in a kitchen and people are doing things. Like, you know, a dedicated workplace which is organized and separate from living areas preferably is going to help. Okay, so when you sit in that chair, it's work time. That's number one. Number two, you should be doing this anyway. This is a no-brainer. But some of you might need to work at this, okay? Set clear goals and priorities. I know you already know that. You know that's important. But, you know, how many of you are really working at this? So setting really defined goals and really defined priorities. Spit it out. And by that, like, alone, what is your priority for today? What is your priority for tomorrow? You might have today, it might be content creation. Tomorrow, it might be reorganizing something. Or it might be a project that you're working on. Every day, it might be networking and prospecting. Every day, it might be a post on your social media. Like, what are your priorities for what day? And do you know that as soon as you wake up in the morning, have you reorganized your to-do list and you know what goals and what priorities you've got for that day? Some of you still are flying blind and you're not organizing your day. I can't really sleep with a clear head unless the night before I've reevaluated my day. What did I get done? What didn't I get done? What's on my top priorities for tomorrow? And I've reorganized that before my head hits the pillow. So now I know exactly what I need to do and cross off for the next day. I can't go into the next day not knowing that. So if you wake up in the morning and you don't know what your priorities are for that day, you're not doing it. You're not doing it right. Okay. So if you want discipline, you have to know what you're working towards. You have to have a really good dialed in DMO, daily method of operation. If you're in our coaching community, I gave you an amazing template last week to go and make your own, and an example of one with things on it. So go and rework that and make sure you've got set goals and set priorities. So you might have goals, but you don't have small enough I just can't spit that out today. You don't have small enough action items to get there. Okay, you need the discipline of that. You need to do the discipline of the things that you don't want to do. That's it. Priorities. You need the discipline of the things that you don't necessarily want to do every day, but you need to be very clear about what that is. Okay. Number 3, you must have, if you want to get somewhere, I'm not even recommending, I'm saying you must have a structured schedule. Do you know what you're doing when? Are you time blocking? Have you got your prioritize? I just got to stop saying that word. Have you got your priorities set out? Do you know when you're doing them? What time of day? What time of day are you most effective? Are you better first thing in the morning? Are you better at night? If you leave things until the night, do they not get done because life gets in the way? If that's you, even if you work better at night, don't set your most important tasks at nighttime, because more often than not, if life gets in the way and you get too tired or you get distracted, it's not going to happen. So a really clear, structured schedule, really clear, structured daily method of operation. All of that is so important. If you are flying by the seat of your pants every day, and the thing is, I know you know this. You know this. You know you should have a structured schedule if you want to get more done. And still, yet, many of you wake up in the morning, they work from home, and you don't have a set schedule for the day. So that's what you need to strip it back and work on. Time blocking. What am I doing when? Don't allow yourself, you won't allow yourself to get sidetracked when you've got it time blocked out in your calendar what you're meant to be doing when. So a structured schedule is absolutely critical. You should have in your schedule, you probably know what calls are coming up. If you work in a team, network marketing team, whatever you want to call it, you probably know when your team calls are. You probably know when there's meetings. Slot them in. Have them in every week. So there's no excuse for you not turning up to a team call. It's in your calendar. And then are there regular trainings that you're meant to be on or that you know are on coming up? Put them in your calendar. Schedule them in. They're important. And then what times have you got around that? If you've got kids or grandkids or partners or things that you have to do, put it in your schedule. When you start putting everything in your schedule, it'll become quite clear to you what time blocks are available and what is not, as to what you can schedule in. Unless you're doing that, you're sort of planning out your life. Yeah, again, you're just flying by the seat of your pants, and the days will go by, the weeks will go by, and then the months will go by, and sometimes even the years go by, and you're no further ahead in your business because your life is ruling you. You are not ruling your life because you're not scheduling out things. You're not planning things. Okay? Number 4, if you want to crack it with discipline, you need to minimize your distractions. So firstly, identify them. What gets you derailed? Is it TV? Is it social media? Is it trainings? Is it a person? Is it a friend? What is it that distracts you? You know what distracts you. So cut it out. So identify those distractions and minimize them. What do you need to do to minimize those distractions? Maybe it's you scroll on social media too much, you get lost in the scroll. Maybe it's a TV program, or you turn the TV on and then like 3 hours later, you've watched reruns of something or other and you've been completely distracted for hours on end. How do you minimize that? Do you set alarms? Is it you back to your schedule? What's going on for you? What can you do to minimize those distractions? Okay. Who's brave enough to let me know what a distraction is? Is it a favorite TV show? Is it social media? Do you get lost in the scroll? Is it, do you play a game? Do you, what distracts you? I want to know what some of your distractions are. Let me know. You know what they are, even if you admit them to me or not, you know what they are. And also little things when we talk about distractions, Netflix is a distraction. Thanks for being honest there on Instagram. Are you serious, Beth? I used to watch that forever ago. When I was in my 20s, The Young and the Restless. Everybody's got their Sophie that is a distraction. Don't judge you. I already have, Beth. The Young and the Restless. Those shows are their storylines. Their writers are paid big bucks to keep you hooked, and it's working for you, Beth. But everyone's kind of got their distractions. And, when you're working, I would recommend that you take notice of things like, when you're doing a task on your computer, but maybe your phone is a distraction to the work that you're doing. Maybe your messenger is going off. Maybe your email is digging at you. Maybe your notifications are going ding, ding, ding. So you're trying to do something on your computer, but your distraction is actually your phone. So minimize that kind of stuff. Recognize what is distracting you. And that's something that you could just do for a day, is just be really alert to, okay, what distracts me? And be really in tune with the things that distract you or, derail you for the day, and go, okay, I need to control that. How can I control that? The reason why I talk about these kind of things at the beginning of every week is because unless I raise your awareness of things, You just do things that like the way you've always done, and you're not even aware. So some of you are not even aware of your own distractions unless you're thinking about it. So I'll talk about this kind of stuff to raise your awareness. And so then you're thinking about distractions. You're thinking about, after this live, what distracts me. When you're in tune with what distracts you, you've got half a chance of fixing it. When you're not even in tune with what distracts you, you're the type of person that gets distracted every day, day in, day out, because you're not even aware of what distracts you. And that's why I talk about things like this in these kind of videos, to raise your level of awareness of those kind of things. Okay? You do not have, tell me you do not have the Young and Restless in your DMO, Bev. That is hilarious. Even Brian's gone, OMG. That's only 30 minutes though, is it? If that's your guilty pleasure for the day, but that's it, then that's okay. We can all have a guilty pleasure. And you know why I like certain TV shows, or I mean, it's minimal for me. I don't watch much TV, or I'll sit down and watch a movie. It's kind of like intentional that I'm doing that. Like, it's like, no, I need a break now. I'm going to sit down and see what's on the movie channel, you know, because I want a break. I just need a mindless numbingless movie to watch because I want to switch off. If that's part of your wind down, that's cool. It's part of your scheduling of your day. Like maybe Beth does. I don't. Oh, she's kidding. Okay, you never know. But you know, that's okay. But if you're doing it unintentionally and it's distracting you, then that's not a good thing. Okay. So minimize those distractions. And also, with just finally on minimizing distractions, that does include family members. Okay. Now, anybody, I say this often, you may have heard this, you know, from me before. Anybody can wait for 30 minutes, even your family, a husband, a wife, a child. You know, we're in school holidays at the moment because I work from home. My boys just don't get it. They're like, Mum, can you take me here? And they give me like 5 minutes notice. Mum, can you take me there? Oh, Mum, can you pick me up after that? And it's like, guys, I'm still working like I normally work while you guys are on school holidays. So you need to, I've still got calls. I've still got live videos. I've still got trainings. I've got things I need to do as I would normally do when you're at school. So just because you're at home and I'm at home doesn't mean I'm going to drop everything to take you guys where you need to go. So you need to give me 30 minutes, or I'll be free in an hour and a half, or, you know, whatever it is. They need to learn. I'm not going to drop everything because, one, I can't. And even when I can, if it's really going to disrupt my day, I'll be like, I'll be able to take you in 30 minutes. You say to your partner, your husband or your wife or whatever, it's like, I'm just working on something. I really want to get it finished. I just want to complete this task. Just give me 30 minutes and then I'll sit down and have dinner with you, or, you know, whatever it is. So it's just communication, but it's the discipline that you're giving your business. And this is the difference between an entrepreneur and somebody that works for somebody else. Okay. You guys will go to a job. You'll probably even drive there. And that's where you spend your day. And that's just a no-brainer. But when you work from home, why don't you set those same rules? You sit down at your desk and you work 9 to 5 or whatever hours. And like, other people in the household need to respect that. But you can share that with them. Like, this is my job. This is important to me. This is my business. And I need to give time to my business, which means I need the next hour. It's all about communication. I'm very aware of not always working around my kids and my husband. But I have a separate area that I come to. I'm downstairs. Family's mainly upstairs. If I've got things to do, if I've got calls, I've got trainings, I'm not up there, you know, doing it. Or if I need to come down at nighttime or whatever, I'll just communicate with them. I've got a call. I'll be 30, 40 minutes and then I'll be with you. Communication. But your communication creates the discipline that you need. Okay, don't let everybody else rob you of your time for your business. You need to set the discipline of that. Okay, and the fifth one. So practicing self-discipline techniques. So, what does that mean for you? How do you stay focused? This is going to look different for everyone. You may have a short attention span. You may have a longer attention span. How well do you work before you get distracted? It may be the Pomodoro technique where you work for 20 or 30 minutes and take 10 minutes off. Like what self-discipline techniques are going to sort of work for you? Some of you need to calm your mind. You've got too many things going around in your brain. And so you're trying to work, but you're thinking about a million things. Maybe you need to do some breathing exercises or chill out for a second or just do some mindfulness just to get yourself in the right headspace. Like, what self-discipline techniques are going to work for you? You need to work that out for you. How well do you work? Do you need 30 minutes and 10 minutes off? Can you work 40 minutes and 10 minutes off? Can you work 60 minutes and 10 minutes off? Whatever techniques are going to work for you, you want to really put that discipline in place to know how you work best. What time of day, work best for you? Put that into place. And also some self-discipline might be accountability. Do you have an accountability buddy? Do you have a mentor? Do you have a coach? Do you have something that you're accountable to? A person or a program or a coach or a mentor or those kind of things. Put into practice the things that you need to do to keep yourself accountable with the discipline. So that's what I mean by implementing self-discipline techniques. You've got to take responsibility for that accountability and doing certain things to make sure you follow through. Because some of you don't have that discipline to follow through on your own. So you need an accountability buddy. You need a mentor. You need somebody to lean on. You need somebody to bounce some ideas off to keep that discipline there. Okay? Again, these are not new. But if you hone in on each of those 5 things that I've just shared with you from my notes, then you've got more of a chance of implementing that self-discipline and sticking to it. And at the end of the day, you need the discipline to do the things that you don't want to do, because that's what it takes to be successful in life, in health, and your business. You have to do the stuff you don't want to do. And that doesn't take motivation. It takes discipline. Okay? So take those 5 things for what you will, but I just hope that you really hone in on maybe all of them need some attention, maybe 1 or 2 just need some of your attention, but hone in on those various things. Check in with yourself as to, what needs work for you and put it into place. Okay, I just really encourage you to not just listen to this kind of training and go, yeah, no, I should probably check in with that. To actually take these 5 points and check in with yourself. What do I need to do a better job at? That's the discipline that you need. Okay, so I hope that's helpful. Remember, Clubhouse tomorrow, we're talking about reels, tips and strategies to, maximize reels and, let you know how you can utilize them to build your business. So we'll be talking about that. Coaching community members, our training this week is an hour earlier than normal. And my live video where I'm talking about Threads, the new platform that you're going to want to know about, okay? That's in 2 days' time, but I will be live 2 hours earlier than I am now, okay? So I will see you on Clubhouse tomorrow. Bye-bye.